Thank you so much for your patience. I'm back. I appreciate you so much. Something went awry with my program, but I managed to get it back up. So here we are, and we won't do much more. It's 6:33. And so coming up is perspective. It is a Monday drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. So we're wrapping up healthy lifestyle. Oh, Lord. So we'll take healthy lifestyle up at another time. Okay, maybe next week, because I do have some more, meat on the bones for you. But of course, we have to get into our interview segment. Welcome to Perspective this evening. Against all odds, Dr. Joan Roberts' journey to a PhD. And as she shares with us from her heart, as a matter of fact, I tell you, things are just rolling for this show, and I can't help but smile and just being grateful for co-producer and, all that we are doing. So we're going to roll with it right now because we don't want to miss out on anything. So good evening and welcome to those of you who, as we say, we stick and stay and do what we must right here on Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. So good evening to all of you who are tuned in as we're wrapping up the show. It's 6:35 p.m. and we came back just in time to conclude this evening's show with some great nuggets, words of wisdom, experience, and of course, excellence, academic excellence. So welcome. Oh, go back. Please stop. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, we're ready to go. Good evening and welcome.
So, Dr. Roberts, it's good to have you.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Voices with Lady D.
Thank you.
You've been here before. And last time you were here, we were talking about retiring. And I think you have done it.
Yes, finally 3 weeks ago, I rang my last death.
Wow. What's that like?
I'm a retiree. I have mixed feelings. It is going to be hard not to be in a classroom, but then on the other hand, I'm tired of waking up at 5:15 every morning.
You've been there for 50 years, you said?
Oh, yes. And then I teach middle school and then I teach college at night, so it's an all-day thing.
Wow.
So it will be a relief for me. I'm looking forward to some me time.
Here's my prediction. You're going to take a couple of months off, maybe a year or two, but it's in your blood to teach. I think you're going to get back maybe in a higher level of teaching or something.
Yes, probably. I enjoy the adults more than the children. So I probably do part-time, though. I will not be in anybody else's class full-time.
So you'll be having the best of both worlds.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So you have retired, and I'm clear you thought about it for a couple of years. What goes into helping you to get to a place? What can we learn pre-retirement? What do you have to do to get there and survive and live?
Well, the most important thing is financially. How am I going to survive after I have a paycheck not coming in every single 2 weeks? So you have to do financial planning. So you do all your retirement planning, your other things. It depends on what you want to do after. Me, I didn't wait for retirement. I did all my traveling. I did all kind of activities that were a part of my plan. Now that I'm retired, I don't have any big goal that I have. I continue my traveling. I want to get into a lot of volunteer work, but it's just depending on the kind of person that you are.
I read something recently that somebody said, it was a doctor in fact, who said she had a patient who came in for a cardiac situation and he died the following day. And his wife was saying, oh my goodness, he was waiting to after he retired to start having fun, to start traveling, to start doing a lot of stuff. No, that's not your case.
Oh no, definitely not. And I had an experience with my son being in college, and he got very close to one of the professors. And one day he just called me and he said, Mom, Miss So-and-so went to the doctor today and she has cancer. She's going to start doing therapy on Monday. So she went through 6 months of rigorous treatment. And when she was able to, I took her for lunch just to kind of say thank you for looking after my son on campus and just to talk to her in general. And the first thing she said to me was that I've worked for 36 years. My sisters always go on cruises, they go on trips, and they invited me, and I always said, nah, I'll wait until I'm retired.
Wow.
She said, I have less than 6 months to go. I will never experience that. So her advice to me was, do whatever you can do now, but there's no guarantee that you're going to even retire to do it. So I took that and I ran with it.
So your message to us, me and I'm probably at retirement age myself, I don't look it right.
Nah, you have another 5 years to go.
5. Thanks, you're generous. Your advice to us, or to
whatever you can do now, do it.
Right.
Because you don't know what tomorrow will bring. You know, sometimes we don't die, but you can get sick. Financially, you cannot afford to do it. Whatever you can do today, do not put it off for tomorrow.
And it doesn't have to be a big fancy stuff.
Oh, no. Just, read a book. Go to a movie. All those things that you don't think you have time for, you just find time to squeeze in little things.
It's easier in some places, because I know you lived in New York for a while.
Yes.
And we were talking about that the other day, that you're here visiting now, and you're going to Central Park, and you're seeing these things that you didn't really do when you were living in New York.
Because when you live here, you don't have time. The only time I went to any of the attractions in New York when I lived there was when I had a friend or a family member visiting. Then I'll accompany them to Central Park or to Times Square. But when you're living here, you're more focused on working. And the little time that you get, you want to get a little rest. So it doesn't really interest you. Now that I'm here as a visitor, I get up every morning with the urge to find somewhere else to go. And I'm really enjoying it.
Let's go back a little, because what they may not know, that you and I are cousins, real cousins. We didn't pay for it, right? Didn't pay for it. Somebody wants to ask, did you buy her as your cousin?
No.
We were real cousins, right?
Yeah, blood.
Way back. And recently I've been talking about my growing up. For a while I didn't. But now I'm sharing some of the stuff that I actually wasn't boasting about. I wasn't really proud to talk about them, but you know everything. We grew up together. What prompted you? And I know you grew up in a situation where you were one of the bright ones, and you probably can say I was one of the bright ones too.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, you were. It was just unfortunate that we didn't get the common entrance.
We're still seething about that.
Yes,
right?
because I was traumatized.
Yeah.
But I came over that hurdle. And I moved on.
Yeah. But and so going back as kids, young people, I know we grew up in a situation where your parents may have considered to be the bright one or one of the brighter ones, where you had siblings and that might have been a different situation. I think I have some of that as well. Now, how did that impact you, seeing yourself as the bright one versus your siblings who were not considered to be?
Well, as a child, I was happy. Because I got all the accolades, I got the pats on the shoulder. But as a teacher, and as I grow older and encounter children more, I realized that my siblings were actually done a disservice. Because, like my dad, I was always told that I could do this. I always excel. On the other hand, they had to do a little more to get where I got. So, for example, you tell me 2 + 2 = 4, I got it. My older sister, my younger sister, it might take them a week, a month, a year to get the exact same thing. So because of that, my dad just put me on a pedestal where it was all about me.
And
I
I'm
came
sure he
first.
wasn't even conscious of it.
No, he was not, but Now, and I wasn't either, but now that I'm older and I look at some of the children that I teach, they can get the answer that you need them to get, but not in the same time nor in the same way. So you have to give them a little what we call wait time. But now as an adult, I have seen where the way we were raised or socialized as children has a very big impact on us as adults.
Do you think the way we were raised, I mean, we're both from Jamaica in the same parish. Was it a thing then, or is it still a thing now where parents just are not educated enough, for better word? They just say stuff that the impact it's going to have on the children, especially when you have more than one child, and you're saying this, and this other child is hearing that. The impact or damage that is happening on the other.
I think you're a little more enlightened now. So it is still there, but not as blatant as when I was a child. Because when I was growing up, if you were bright, oh, you were bright. And the only thing you could be is a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse, or a teacher. But if you wanted to be an office clerk or a secretary, that wasn't accepted. So I think over the years, it has changed a lot, but still there's that distinction between the right child or the light-skinned child and the dark child, which is still there. And as adults, when I look back and reflect, I wish it was not that way, because I watched my siblings grow and evolve into people with personalities that they didn't really need. It wasn't beneficial to them.
Wow. So talk to us a little bit about that, because you're a teacher, you're a doctor of education. And so you have many different minds to mold. And unlike your dad, you will now know what to say to which child to get the best out of that child. How does that work?
Well, the first thing that I personally do is you have to acknowledge that you have 25 students with 25 different minds and 25 different abilities. So the first thing that I do as a teacher, I get to know my students individually. And then I work with them in that realm. So if you are one of my brighter children, I deal with you on that level. So if I give you 5 minutes to do a job, I'll give one of your classmates 10 minutes. So they can get the same outcome, but they just need a little more time.
And the one who is getting the 5 minutes, the other child won't know that this child...
Oh, no. And then the 5-minute child also have something else to move on to. So it's not like they finish their 5 minutes and they're looking at the stars. They move on. So it's not easy when you have so many different things to work with, but that's the only way. I also find that talking one-on-one with my children, and I call them my children, is very, very helpful, because you have to. And because I teach the lower level children, level 1s and 2s, which are considered non-readers, remedial for a better word, they have been told they cannot do anything. So you have to pull them aside and say, you can do it, and this is how we're going to do it. So you have a plan. Your strategies.
So you haven't left anybody by the wayside.
No,
I mean,
nobody can be left out.
And regardless of what level they are, you see potential that you are trained.
Yes,
and you're
they all
caring
have
of.
potentials. And if the parents are willing to work with me, it makes it even much easier. Because we do things in the classroom, but then you have homework. So I have to get the cooperation from the parents for them to do that homework, which is going to help reinforce what I did in the classroom.
Here's what's interesting, though, because you are seeing where these young people, based on what you are doing now, you're preparing them for adulthood.
Right.
And you are molding them into a place where they won't become adults with a stigma or a feeling of inferiority.
Right.
Like some of us that grew up with parents who just said stuff, not realizing the damage they're doing.
Right.
Or the seeds they are sowing. So you see this now, and you are making it a part of your thing. You have made it part of your thing to say, I see that you are not an A student now.
Right.
But I'm going to not make you feel like you are not.
We also have to look at the fact that student A might want to be a doctor, but student B might want to be a musician. And in my growing up, musician was a no-no. Now, in my present day...
You're worthless if you want to be.
Right. I encourage that musician to be the best musician that he can be. The doctor is going to be the best doctor. So I make it very clear that everybody has something that they're good at. And that's what you need to focus on. We cannot all be doctors.
Right.
Somebody has to paint the wall. Somebody has to cook the food. So you let them know that. So if they like to cook, they pursue some culinary interest instead of trying to be a doctor when they know that's not where they're inclined.
So today we're talking about perspective, and you're just on the money with your views on this thing. Tell us a little bit about your perspective on the damage that was done, or the thing that was not done to the child, which that now child takes into adulthood, and their life is just wild because they have taken that they heard earlier with them.
Well, the thing is, it's a very difficult task for me because we get children that are already at a certain stage in terms of what they think they can do. So I might not be able to get everybody to be what I want them to be, but at least I open their eyes to the fact that you can do it. Not because they say you're no good means you're no good. So let's start over. Let's kind of start over. And you tell me what you want to do and how you're going to do it. And if the way you want to do it is not going to work, I'm going to let you know, I don't think that's a great idea, but then I have an alternative. You can do this. So it's just keeping those children heads high and keeping them aware of the fact that although Mary said I can't do it, or my teacher last year said I was not going to pass, I'm going to pass this year because Dr. Robert's going to help me to pass. And you reinforce that on a regular basis. And you hold them accountable. And you hold your standards way up there high.
While you're doing this, are you seeing the long-term benefits?
Oh,
are
yes.
you seeing the consequences? Are
I'm
you feeling the joy even then?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the joy. Because they will come and John will walk in and say, Dr. Roberts, I'm going to get a 4. And you say, good job. That's it. And you reinforce that. And every day they tell you. And more than likely that child is going to end up with a 4. Because they know you're expecting them. And you are going to remind them, I'm expecting you to get a 4. And they have that in the back of their heads. So with you have that expectation, the parents do have that expectation. Although they don't verbalize it, they have that expectation. They usually do very, very well.
So I know you are not just teaching children, or you're just not having taught children, but you're also teaching adults.
Right.
And adults who, what's the comparison? How much difficult is that?
Well, the difficulty with the adults is that they are from different countries learning English. So a lot of them have been uprooted from where they were. They're now in a new country where a lot of them are taught. I mean, from their country, they were professionals, engineers and doctors, but they can't speak English. So they're like, the only job they can get is to mop the floor. So they have a reason. Their perspective is a little different from the student. The student has age on their side. The adults don't. I need to learn English because I need to get that job. I need to learn English because I need to do this. So they are more into it, a lot more than the children. The adults really want to be in class, so they put out a lot more. They also don't have parents to answer to. They have to answer to themselves. So for me, it's a lot of joy to teach the adults. And the difficulty with teaching the adults is that I will have 20 children from 20 students from 20 different countries with 20 different languages. So I have to have my computer. And if I give the directions to my Latino kids, and I have to give it to my African kids, to my Haitian kids, and you have to work. So it's more work, but I find it much more rewarding because they grasp on much, much quicker.
It must be rewarding for you to have adults that you are now helping them to reshape their life.
Their entire life.
Another phase of life.
Yes.
How is that?
They're now trying to assimilate into a new society, a new world, not one that's easy, because a lot of them, because they cannot speak English, they're looked down on. So in order to get back to that status that they were in their country, they have to learn English. And a lot of them, it's hard for them because they have to also keep a job. They also have children, they have husbands. So it's a lot for them.
So most of our audience are at a certain age, and many are retirement as well. So what's the thing that you would do now to people who are listening to us? They're adults, but like you're now teaching adults to restart life, to get back onto something. What do you tell our listeners who are at a certain place? I'm like, oh, I'm too old for that. I can't go back to school. I can't do that. I can't do that. What do you tell?
Well, you can. I had an 80-year-old gentleman trying to learn English. He speaks Spanish, but now his girlfriend is much younger and speaks English. So he's in my class every day and he wants to learn, and he's learning. So you're never too old to learn anything. You put your mind to it, you're going to do it.
Wonderful.
You're gonna do
And
it.
so now he can talk to his girlfriend when he's in English.
Right. And if a girlfriend, you know, in a bad mood, he has a few words, maybe not a lot, but he can say, I love you, and he can, you know, things like that, and it makes life easier.
Yes. And so I get a feeling that you are very satisfied that you have done the call that was placed on your life to mold lives, mold minds. I mean, how does it make you feel?
Wonderful. And I'm very satisfied because at the end, especially with my middle schoolers, at the beginning of the year when I get them, I only have level 1s and 2s. Proficiency is a level 3. So that's their goal. But at the end of the year, when they do that state exam, they go way above my expectation.
Okay.
So that makes me feel satisfied.
Wonderful. Let's go back to your dad a little bit. If you were able today to tell him what not to say to you guys when you were young, what would that be?
I would definitely say to him that you have 5 children. We are 5 different minds. We think differently. So treat us as individuals. Just as individuals. And the derogatory remarks that you say, sometime in jest, really has a long-term effect. Because so many times when he says things, I know he's joking, but it doesn't leave you, especially when you're not the one getting the positive accolades.
And do you think you got some resentment from your siblings because?
Oh, a lot. A lot. Because there's always this thing, oh, you're daddy's favorite because you were bright. No, I didn't make myself bright. So there's nothing I can do about that. And my 2 sisters went to the top high school in Montego Bay. I went to a little private one where, you know, you were nobody if you went to that school.
It wasn't all that bad.
But in their eyes.
Well, we went.
Yes, we went there, and look at us. We didn't come
Did
out
you
do
really think it
that.
was all that bad?
Then I thought it was.
You did?
Yes, because we didn't go to that school, then you were just not there. But when I look at the comparison now, at some of my friends who went there.
And that brings me to the point.
Yes.
So it's not so much where you have been.
No.
But what you have assessed or what you've made
Of what you
it,
had.
you had.
Yes, it's not where you have been. And I always say, every child can learn, and they can learn in every school. If you focus on the learning and the things that are around you, kind of block them out, which is a little difficult, you can do it.
Well, before we wrap this up, Dr. Roberts, thank you so much. But I just want to ask you one last question. I know you've been in the classroom for a while, and when we were growing up, respect was a big thing. You had to be in line.
Not anymore.
How is that these days?
Well, teaching in Jamaica, transitioning to America, was totally different. Because the word respect in Jamaica is mandatory. Was. I've been out there so many years, so I'm not sure it's the same now.
Right.
But here, the children think they have the right to do whatever they want. Because there's always a number that they can call and complain. And a lot of time when they do complain about teachers, parents, or other adults, it's not the truth. They're just mad at you, and they do say you said or do things, and then after the investigation and everything, it was not founded, but yet that stigma is still on you. That record is still there. So what I find, if you demand respect, you're going to get respect. But it's not easy.
Wonderful.
Because they're getting one trend of thought at home, and then when you come to school, your expectations are totally different. So it's kind of hard. So what you have to do is get them to realize in the society that you're going out into, that's what the expectation is. So you're really preparing them for the real world.
Wonderful. So you wrapped for 50 years of teaching. If you had not been a teacher, what would you have been?
All my life, I wanted to be a nurse.
Oh,
Yes.
keep was always your thing.
Yeah. I always wanted to be a nurse. And then one day my dad just came in and said, oh, my friend has a school and he wants some English teachers. And in Jamaica, you don't have any talk. You just go. So I just went. I did a training. I liked it. And I ended up in Teachers College. And that was it.
And you,
If I was to look back now, I would not have changed it for the world. I wouldn't want to be a nurse. No.
so your
I'm good where I'm
father did make the right call.
Yes, he did.
Right.
But I wish he had asked my permission.
that was not a thing then.
No. Yeah, he did. Because I really enjoy being a teacher.
And so now you're going off to, what's the famous hotel in Mumbai that you have part ownership in?
Half Moon. I'm just going to take a week to chill and relax and just bring myself together. And I have a few things that I've really started to do. Sewing classes. I've signed up with a voluntary organization to feed people. I want to be a child advocate. but I'll do these on my terms and in my time.
It sounds like you are going to take on a whole new dimension.
Yes, definitely, but on my time and on my terms.
Wonderful. I have to ask one last question. We are immigrants,
Yes.
and some of us are coming here at an older age. What's your advice?
You need a goal. You need a focus. Why am I coming here? What do I want to achieve when I get here? And the moment you get here, you start working on that goal. You can't come and don't know what you're gonna do. You have to come and say, okay, I want to get to point A by 2 years. And then when you get to 2 years, you didn't get there, you say, okay, what is left of that? Then I'm going to work on it. But you have to have a goal all the time. It's like a path that you're walking, and you have milestones, and you reach them and you move on. And you're going to have obstacles, and you're going to have hindrances, but you just keep moving.
But you're not telling nobody nothing. I know you're a job.
Oh, no. You might come and you don't like it, you go back. If I knew then what I know now, I'd be home. I wouldn't been here. I'd have been a visitor, but I certainly would not have lived here. Yeah.
I think I would be in the same boat
Yes.
with you. Well, cuz, can I go? Well, we are cuz, right?
Yes,
Cuz,
yes,
Thank you so
thank
much.
you
God
so
bless you.
much.
Wonderful. Come again.
All right.
And thank you for talking to Voices with Lady D.
You are very welcome.
All righty. So that was a really good interview segment with co-producer and Dr. Joan Roberts. We want to thank you so much for tuning in. I wish we had time, because that was the idea, to air the perspective segment, and then you would have an opportunity to call in and, make your compliments, but or your comments. But in light of the fact it's now 7:00 and we have to wrap up the show, but I again thank you so much for just hanging in here with us to get the technical glitch corrected, and it did. But I can just make reference to the comments that I saw in progress during that interview. Jen says, patience is the key in all things, especially dealing with children. And Ryan says, wow, 80 years old with a girlfriend. Yes, I love that. Not only does he have a girlfriend, but he's learning English. Isn't that awesome now? So okay, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. So I just want to say thanks to everybody for enjoying the interview. And as I continue to read okay, all righty. I have so much going on here. Yes, but just saying thanks. And also, King says, there is hope for me. Yes, Lord. He says, I would love to do Spanish. You can start it online, King. You can do it on YouTube. It's so easy. They have some teachable modules there, teaching modules there, that you can go get your lessons. Hello. Also, Marie says, thanks so much for this interview. Dr. Roberts touched on so many things that I believe in. Enjoy the finer things in life while we can. It's never too late to fulfill a dream. Thank you, co-producer. And Pat J says, excellent interview between co-producer and guest. She says, Dr. Roberts is very knowledgeable and shared informative information with us. Jenny says, remarkable interview, co-producer Everell Green and Dr. Roberts. And Drea says, good interview, he did well. Okay. Wait, Sharon Z, you're here. I did not see you. Great interview. Thumbs up. So thanks to everyone for tuning into the show this evening. Another edition of the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city. You walk, drive, and reside right here on Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. And so I'm going to skedaddle out of here now. And I want to tell you thanks again. Looking forward to being back on Thursday with Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. And we'll be connecting, not to worry. Things are going to be happening nicely. So yes, Thanks to Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant for sponsoring the show, and to all of you who spend the time to be here with us. It's always a pleasure. Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. So I wish you God's blessing and that the rest of your Monday evening will be spent just airy and nice. Whatever you do, remember my little voice in your head. It's gonna be airy and nice. So God willing, see you on Thursday to do it all over again. So I'm going to head on home. I'm going to go home now. I'm going to walk across there, go over there, go up so, go across so, go down so, go round so. Yeah. But you don't know me. Me I come go on round, galang round, go up, go down so, go round so, go on cross, go on in, go up. Blessings, everybody. Hiya. Blessings, everyone. I'm out of here.
Cooler Runnings Restaurant would like to introduce you to our brand new vegetarian grill and juice bar called Cooler Runnings Vegetarian Grill, located at 1785 Nerid Avenue at the corner of Nerid and Wickham Avenues in the Bronx, across from the original Cooler Runnings Restaurant. We're open Monday to Friday 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. and on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. We specialize in the best authentic vegetarian dishes, which contain no animal byproducts. Our menu includes Ito stew, tofu, veggie chunks, and our exclusive in-house vegetarian patties. For our full menu, you can visit our website at crvgbronx.com, or you can give us a call at 929-265-3392. We are also available on Uber Eats for your convenience. Stop by, and remember, at Cooler Runnings Vegetarian Grill, customer service is our #1 priority.
Hey Trelawney, it's Lady D, reaching you straight from New York with love. Catch me every week on Fit FM 96.7 in Stuart Castle, Duncan's Trelawney, Jamaica. It's Voices with the Lady D on Linkage Radio, streaming live on YouTube. Join me Monday for the Monday Drive from 5 to 7 p.m. and Friday for Centered Stage from 5 to 7 p.m. And me just want know who under the mango tree with them iPhone, iPad, and transistor radio? Because trust me, you can't afford to miss the show. Music, vibes, and real talk every time. Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. Stay locked in. Trelawney, me love you no bad. Wake Up Jamaica, Saturday morning runnings is on Fit FM 96.7. You hear that? Saturday mornings just got a whole lot sweeter. From the green hills of Trelawney to every corner of Jamaica and across the globe, Saturday morning runnings is bringing the energy, the laughter, the culture, and the conversation that everybody at top boat. Catch the unstoppable crew, Sherms, Jackie, Max Boyd, and Lady D. Expect big vibes, real stories, Caribbean flavor, inspiration, and enough fun every single Saturday morning. Tune in on Fit FM 96.7 or stream worldwide at www.fitfmja.com. Whether you're there, Falmouth, Kingston, Montego Bay, New York, Toronto, or London, lock in and turn it up. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Voices with Lady D on YouTube. Saturday morning runnings, where culture meets conversation and the vibes never die.